Good afternoon and welcome to Tortilla Talk. I'm your host, Dylan, and with me today is Troy, Nick, and Dallas. Troy, long time no see.
Yeah, Dylan, we missed you on the last podcast. I couldn't fill your shoes, so I tried my darndest, though.
I captained the pirate ship pretty well. I know you got two guys over there that are hard to manage, so I appreciate you in my absence. Dallas, how are we doing today?
I don't know. I don't think I'm that hard to manage, am I?
Dallas, I was looping you in, as a collective, but let's go ahead and get to the guy that is hard to manage. Nick,
Okay.
How's it going?
Yeah, I'm extremely hard to manage, and Troy did a poor job. Dylan, thank God you're back. I couldn't last another minute with that guy.
Yeah.
Dylan, you know what he said to me? He goes, "Oh, it's been a while," and I'm like, Troy, you work on the floor below me. Oh God, I made him so upset he left.
He's
back. I made him so upset he left for a second.
Yeah.
I had to collect my feelings.
Yeah, thank God you're back, Dylan.
Well, guys, it's going to be a fun one today. We're going to go through Texas Tech's 2024 schedule, give our thoughts and opinions on what the perfect season will look like, how we will get there, obviously, because I think we'll all end up there. We'll go through a game-by-game breakdown. But, guys, first, just a quick little season review. So, 2023 coming off a nice 7-6 year, won a bowl game. Always will take that, right, against Cal in the Independence Bowl, 34-14, where the team looked pretty dominant in that game. So carrying a little momentum into the season, returning 9 offensive starters and 5 defensive starters. Joey's third year, guys. Got to be feeling good. Feels like everything's starting to trend in the right direction in what looks like a wide open Big 12. Troy, I just kind of want to get your thoughts after finish up last year and starting in this year. Are you feeling pretty confident in this team?
Yeah, it was a big win over Cal. I know some people don't look too much into bowl games, but when you had a quarterback that was injured about half the year and he had a big game, I think that was a big confidence builder for him to let him know that he still has his fastball. And so super excited to see, Morton come back and see what he can do this year with the Red Raiders. So, yeah, super excited for football season to be here.
Yeah, I think we can all echo that sentiment. Dallas, Big 12 looks pretty open this year. You got to be excited for that as well, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it feels like it's anybody's for the taking. Hopefully it's Tech. Man, August drags on. I am ready for August 31st.
Yeah, you can't get to football season fast enough. And, Nick, I know coming off a big bowl one's important. I know you can speak to that with your NCAA 25 experience. Nick, what does this mean for the boys going into the new year?
If it's anything like my bowl win in college football 25, it's big. It's a big momentum booster for the boys. But I think that it is important. It's a good win versus Cal coming in the new year. Exciting, man. I'm excited. I was talking to Troy earlier. I think with these new wide receivers, man, if they can get off to a hot start and even be half of what we think they're going to be, I see a good future for Texas Tech.
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head there, especially so wide receivers and tight end room. Of course, I get all nerdy with it, so I've been looking at Phil Seal stuff, and we have 3 tight ends in his top 45, so should be a pretty good unit there. But, yeah, let's go ahead and start, guys, and look at the schedule, starting with Abilene Christian in our first game. Abilene. Well, I don't want to overlook it, but Troy, gotta think pretty easy one here, right?
Yeah, it'll be really cool to see the end zone.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
it'd be really cool to see the end zone.
I mean, we'll be in it a lot.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of video footage.
Troy, show the boys your new jersey.
Preferred walk-on.
There he is, stud.
So, yeah, I think it'll get a lot of play on camera, to your point, Troy. Dallas, you warned us beforehand that you have some fun tidbits for some of these games. Dallas, what's your tidbit here?
Well, this is an easy one. Keith Patterson, revenge game here. We all remember him, Tech as the DC, who actually kind of, started to get the defense improving. So credit to him for that. But yeah, it's an FCS team coming to Lubbock. If nothing else happens in the game, I want to see our offensive line dominate because that's the biggest question going into this season. And you definitely should be able to dominate an FCS line. So, yeah, that'd be my big thing. I'm excited for a bunch of fireworks to go off in the south end zone. Kick the year off on a good note.
Yeah, Nick, good tune-up game to get everyone going in the right direction, right?
I lived in Abilene for a year, and I'll tell you what, it was like, I tell everyone, it was like living in standard definition. You know how like when TVs went from standard to HD, it just, everything was a little more gray, little less defined. You know, so all that being said, we should put up a lot of points.
Well,
all I hope from this game, obviously, no one gets hurt, right? No one gets hurt. And I'd love to see all the new guys really get acclimated to the Jones and score a bunch. Like I said, I'd love to see all the wide receivers score. I'd love to see Mike out there having a day, the tight ends, the linemen, everyone. 100-0. Please.
Yeah, there you go.
Please.
That's what I like to hear. That's what we need because we all are far too we remember all these kind of early FCS games. What was it? Central Arkansas, we beat by 7. I think for our freshman year at Dallas. And yeah, we knew from there it was gonna be a bad year and went 4-8. So
Stephen F. Austin, we barely beat one year.
Yeah, you got to just come out swinging here, and hopefully everything gels, especially from the groups that you kind of worry about. Like Dallas said, you want to make sure the O-line looks good because that can tell how a lot of things go for the rest of the year. But guys, get through that game, hopefully 1-0, as we all seem like we've decided. Then you go on the road to Washington State, one of the favorites to win the Pac-2 this year. I'll start with you, Troy. How do you feel about this game?
I feel like that was the point, not necessarily executed as well that I was going to say. I was more so going to say that they might feel a little slighted that they're not in a Power 5 conference. But yeah, watch out. They could be dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're one of the favorites to win their conference. I mean, you can't look down on that. Dallas, give me your tidbit.
Okay, well, so first off, it's gearing up that Washington State wants this to be their Super Bowl. I know they'll play Washington a couple weeks later. Maybe they'll be looking ahead to that game, but they are inducting Mike Leach into their Hall of Fame.
I knew it.
So there's going to be a lot of storylines around that weekend. Josh Kelly obviously transferred from there to Tech. He was their leading receiver last year. So there's not to mention Clay McGuire, coach there, the new offensive line coach for Tech. So there's a lot of ties to these two programs. And I just hope it's not Wyoming 2.0. Go in there and handle business. They lost a lot of talent in the portal last year. Obviously, after the Pac-2 or the Pac-12 dropped the 1. So, yeah, just take care of business. This is probably your easiest road game all season. The road schedule is pretty tough, so have to win one here.
Yeah, and I hate that you brought up Wyoming. I thought we were all just going to kind of get past that, but I guess it's rearview mirror. But yeah, it's a good early test. I think the first 5 games of the schedule is manageable, but to your point, this is a good early one. There's a lot. You can definitely tell Washington State's put a lot of hype into this game, like you said, with Leach going back to all that. So, hey, this is a good start for the boys. I think we can go ahead and go in and take this. Nick, what are your thoughts on this game?
Dylan, can I just say I'm glad to have you back. You're doing a heck of a job. It makes me nervous, right? It's got the setup for a. Did he hang up again?
Sorry, that one hurt a little bit.
Dude, soft. I complimented your jersey.
Thanks.
Yeah. Anywho, it's just like all the reasons why an upset would happen. It's shaping up to be that way. Like the Leach thing, that we took their best wide receiver. They're not the favorite in their own 2-team conference. Like,
One of the favorites, though.
It's a low blow.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of issues. Can I say the real lowest blow is the fact that the Pac-2 is actually in the video game and it's just 2 teams?
Wait, so
How's that low blow?
is it just like whoever wins the game wins it between the two?
Yeah.
Do they just play 10 times? They got 10 games? I don't know. It's a good question. These are good questions. But I think we're going to win that game, and I just hope that Coach McGuire's got the boys ready. I'm not going to bring up the game last year. We just got to be ready to win. So I'm tired of letdowns in games like this. There's no reason why Tech should not be undefeated going into conference play.
Yeah, I think at least it's a good road test early, right? Because it's not ever easy to go to. Do I still say Power 5? No, I don't know. Whatever. A strong opponent on the road, right? So we'll really kind of see where the team's at, especially as we go further into the season.
This is the fight for Mike Leach's soul.
I like that.
It is. So, just saying.
Yeah. Swing your sword.
Swing your sword. Get a trophy.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, yeah. Well, it looks like we're all in alignment here that Texas Tech will be 2-0 after this game. Going into, Troy, North Texas, at home. Troy,
It's
the
a family
Fighting
affair.
Chucks. What do you think about that? What do you have to say about North Texas?
Exactly that. Again, my father-in-law's team. I actually got to go to a game last year, and it's Eric Morris is the head coach there, right?
Yeah.
So he's got them throwing the ball all over the place.
I'm worried that you just stole Dallas's tidbit.
I know.
Dallas, you better come up with a new tidbit.
I have
Dallas, and
another
let me tell you,
tidbit, but it's not as big of a tidbit.
Listen, and the old ball player, number 22, I'm not sure if he transferred out, is an absolute electric factory.
Number 22.
All number 22.
Oh, my God.
Not
Dude.
even going to say his name. But you guys
Because you
remember when I
don't.
was at
Oh
the
my
game?
God, dude, Troy, you had maybe 3 too many beers that day, and you wouldn't shut up about that kid. And I think he only saw the field like for a few plays, and you're like, this guy is just electric.
He had 2 touchdowns that game. He was an absolute electric factory. Let me find out what his stat line was. But yeah, we need to beat those guys. I'll pull up
2 carries, 10 yards.
So I can tell you. But yeah, we'll beat them. It'll be fun. It'll be nice to have Eric Morris back in town, and we'll just welcome him back the Red Raider way.
by beating him? It's not a nice way to welcome him back. You said that like that's a nice, friendly thing we're doing to him, but okay.
To be fair, I don't necessarily know if that is how we welcome people. Sometimes we tend to lose games like this. So,
welcome back. We're gonna hang over 50 on you, but hey, it's good seeing you.
Think about the last few times we played Graham Harrell when he was the OC at West Virginia, beat the snot out of them. We beat Mike Leach at
not the snot
at Mississippi State. God rest his soul. So that might be the Red Raider way, beating up on old Red Raiders when they come to town.
All right.
Let's say this in a more positive way. All right, Dallas, give me your tidbits.
All right. Tidbit.
Yeah, Dallas.
You know that Eric Morris is the head coach of UNT?
Wait, no way, really?
Yeah.
Good tidbit, Dallas.
Good research, Dallas.
They kind of struggled last year, went 5-7, missed out on a bowl game. They did kind of hang with A&M at the end of the season, lost by 3 touchdowns, but kind of hung with them. So jump out on them fast, put them away. This should be another rout, hopefully.
Oh, another rout. Nick, are you that confident another rout?
Yeah.
I'm so confident, Dylan, that I'm not going to call them the fighting Chucks. I'm going to call them the Fighting Ducks because they're about to lay an egg.
Nice.
Tell Chuck I said that,
I'm
Troy.
allergic to that corniness.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Troy? Those are fighting words for Chuck.
I'm gonna have to clip it and send it to him. So his
The
stat
lame
line,
Ducks.
6 receptions for 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 4 rushing yards. Don't forget it.
Oh, there you go. There's your stats, Nick.
Let me tell you, he's our next Danny Amendola.
Troy doesn't go to our school.
Not yet.
Give it time. We'll make it happen. Well, sounds like we're all in agreement on 3-0. It looks like the North Texas Lame Ducks is what we're calling them now.
Good one, Dylan.
I thought we weren't getting political, but I guess Nick went there. So we'll start the season 3-0, and then we'll go still at home against Arizona State. Guys, all right, starting Big 12 play. How do we feel welcoming the new Arizona State to our conference? Are we going to give them the old Red Raider welcome, as Troy says? What do you think, Troy?
Yeah, I think we continue on 4-0. I think it'll be a good way to bounce into Big 12 play. One thing is when they played against Oregon, I think they lost by about 40. We didn't
is this a tidbit?
It's a tidbit.
Okay.
We didn't win either, though, so I'll let Dallas get to this tidbit and jump in a little bit.
What?
Get to the tidbit.
I'm gonna have to censor that.
I don't think we want that.
Here's the rails. We're coming off.
Troy's just slowly drifting off them. Did you pass it to me? I don't even know.
Just go, Dallas.
All
I think
right.
we're just gonna cut Troy off. We're gonna leave him where he is.
ASU is gonna finish either last or second to last in the Big 12 this year. They're going to lose this game, obviously. Little tidbit, we get them right before their 2 biggest games of the season outside of Arizona. But they play Kansas and Utah at home back-to-back after us. So maybe a little look-ahead spot for a team that should not be looking ahead against anybody.
So, Dallas, I know you might be a little biased, though, towards this team, seeing as, if I'm not mistaken, you are the head coach of this team on EA Sports College Football 25.
Oh, no.
And look, and let me tell you, their roster is horrible.
I've done some advanced scouting.
Yeah.
Dallas
I've been scouting that roster, and it's rough.
Yeah, well, that's good to hear for us. Nick, first Big 12 game, how are you feeling about it?
I've got a tidbit.
Oh. Okay.
I know.
Go on.
Well, something I've thought about in the last 3 minutes while we've been talking. Are we all in agreement that Tech's going undefeated this year?
I told you. I prefaced it at the beginning with this conversation is going to be about the road to going undefeated.
Yeah. Because which one of you is going to say we're not?
Look, we all know that if one of us says that we're predicting a loss, everybody else is going to jump down their throats. So it's probably not going to happen.
I'm waiting for Mr. Analyst Troy to say it.
Listen, I'm not there yet, right?
Troy's gonna be like, look, here's the thing, guys. The game versus Oklahoma State, it can get a little dicey up there.
Wait, let me write that down.
The game you were going to say, Troy?
Okay, State. Dicey.
You reading my prompter, boy?
All right.
Yeah. Hey, Dylan, we're going to beat Arizona State. We're going to beat the brakes off them. You know what I call Arizona State?
Tell me.
What?
The lame Ducks.
Oh, God.
It's not very creative, folks.
Yeah.
Once you get one, just keep rolling, baby.
Yeah. The Arizona State lame Ducks. All right.
This could be a fun. It could be a fun. I told you guys this the other day. A fun like little rivalry game. I feel like Arizona State and Tech match well together, just as far as like just atmosphere.
The cultures kind of.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
their sports just football wise just isn't well, we like to think this, right? It's just not on the same level right now. I think we're
Now, is that
shoulders
analysis just based off of both schools like to party?
Can you repeat the question?
I think you're making this assumption based on just both schools liking to party.
Okay, well, let me give you three things. Both schools love to party.
Okay.
Both schools are familiar with Haboobs. And I said, boobs.
Yeah, Troy, censor that, please.
You got it.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
You said
pretty
three.
much
That's two.
it. And another thing, they're close to us. Arizona's not too far.
Yeah.
From West Texas.
All right.
Same climate.
Let's go right there. Three things from Nick.
What else do you need, Dallas?
Boobs and parties. There we go. All right, 4-0, right? We can all say 4-0. 4-0. Okay. All right. Staying in Lubbock, we got Cincinnati coming to town. That's 3 straight home games. Guys.
Can I start?
Nick, it smells like 5-0. Did the Cincinnati lame ducks have a chance in this game?
How'd you know, you dirty dog? Oh, man, they are the lame ducks. Let me tell you something about these lame ducks. They have horrible chili. They put it on their spaghetti in Cincinnati. And I'm going to tell you something. That's going to give them the runs. And they're going to run out of town after we kick their ass. So, yeah, 5-0.
Yeah. Oh, God. It's a bad way to leave town. Guess I'll go the reverse order now. Dallas, Tidbit City, what you got?
Okay, so Cincinnati was horrible last year. Well, we'll just get that out of the way.
It's a good tidbit.
Their only conference win was at Houston. They got blown out by just about every other Big 12 team. I do think they're going to be better than they were last year, but not significantly. Oddly enough, I think this is just the battered fan in me saying this. I feel like this is kind of trap gamey right before going on the road against Arizona. They've got an actual really good player in Dante Corleone in a nose tackle.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Don't mess with him.
Whoa. I did not. I was timeout. Sorry for the disrespect. Mr. Corleone, I meant no disrespect. My apologies to you and the family. Proceed.
Yeah, so you better not be disrespecting his chili. So
I didn't know.
I feel like this is like one of those games that like Tech's gonna be favored by like 17 points going in, and I'm just gonna be a nervous wreck until it kicks off, and then hopefully I'm relieved in that Tech is in fact much better than Cincinnati as they should be.
Yeah, I mean, we should be. And when we're 5-0, I think we'll feel comfortable that we are.
Yeah.
Troy, how do you feel about this game?
17 points. That's a steep spread for a Big 12 game. But if you say so, Dallas, I
Wait, what?
I'll believe it. Yeah, to Dallas's point, they lost 33 guys. They brought in a little less than that. I was just looking at their grade. It was bottom half of the transfer portal. And so they replaced the guys, but I don't know if they necessarily got better. And so I don't know if they'll be better this year. But I think we'll be able to handle business. I think Dallas brings up a good point about a look-ahead spot. Arizona's be a really interesting team in general, but I know we'll get into that next. But, yeah, I think we should be able to pull this out and get to be 5-0.
Feels like we all looked ahead in our analysis. So that kind of scares me now. All right, 5-0, guys. And now, after 3 straight home games, we go on the road to Arizona. Very talented team. Troy, since you wanted to look ahead so quick, go ahead and give us your breakdown on this.
They call him the old looky-loo.
Yeah, obviously a super talented team. This was one of the teams that I really enjoyed watching last year. I was wrong about them in a couple of occasions with one of my locks of the week in which we put foil on our heads. So sorry, Nick and Dylan.
Yeah,
But that being said, they're a
not a good
super
look.
talented team. Obviously, they just lost their coach. So I'm really interested to see how they look the first few games of the season. Even with talent, it's going to take some adjustments to get to make some adjustments for the new head coach and what that's going to look like. So that'll be a little bit different. I imagine those two guys are going to be able to play through it, though. They're two stars, and so that'll be really interesting. So I think it'll be a telling sign how they perform early, and that will kind of determine how I feel about Game 6. I'm going to say it's a win for now, though. So that's what we'll go with.
Man, wow, look at that. Yeah, coaching change, you never know what to expect, but with Fafita back, Dallas, you kind of have to feel like this is going to be a tough team.
Yeah, not only that, they've got a probably future first-round pick at wide receiver that will probably be the best one in the conference, outside of Josh Kelly, of course.
And Hudson.
And just the 12 wide receivers on Tech's roster.
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant.
Yeah, this is a tough game. I don't know what to think about Brent Brennan. I thought that was like a really weird hire. He's never won more than 8 games as a head coach. Or he's never even won 8 games. His best season was 7-6. So I don't know what to think about them. I've seen Arizona fans act like they're all about it. They did lose their starting left tackle to a season-ending injury a few weeks ago, so that could be potential impact. I think they were already kind of unsure about that offensive line. Yeah, Tech, they're going into that 5-0, needs to be firing on all cylinders. But I think we shocked the world right here. And
The world.
Start 6-0. Despite there's going to be, I'll say this, we're going to be ranked going into that game.
Yeah.
There's going to be a bunch of haters on Twitter that we're going to have to fight off, that are going to say we haven't played anybody and blah blah blah, and then we're going to beat Arizona.
You can only play who's in front of you.
Exactly. Then they're going to know the Red Raiders are back.
Huh. Nick, we're going to shock the world.
Yeah. Hey, here's what I'm going to tell you. We ain't shocking me. All right? So, I don't know what to tell you. I will say this. Arizona does not scare me like it seems to frighten you two. Texas Tech will have 4 of the best wide receivers in the nation this year because they're all going to feed off each other. Oh, there's Kelly. Oh, wait, there's Micah. Oh, Coy Aiken? Who's that? What?
You need one more.
You're not very good at counting in this episode.
Yeah,
You've been one short anytime you say a number.
I think Arizona, I don't think they're going to be as good as people think they are. I think that they had a good year last year, obviously. I think they're going to pull a TCU and have a real regression to the mean. 2 years ago, they weren't very good. And then they had a good season. That's great. But everyone can have a good season every now and then. I think TCU is a good team, right? They had a great season 2 years ago. They had a bad season last year. I think they'll be better this year and get back to, they're mean, right? And I think Arizona will as well. I think Arizona's going to actually have a steep drop-off this year. I'm actually nervous that by the time we play them, no one's going to think about them at all.
Wait, are we looking ahead again? Are we looking ahead to a bye week now? Man,
I'm just saying.
We're going to slaughter that bye week.
Yeah, dude, it doesn't even know it's coming.
It
sounds like 6-0.
I'm counting the bye week as a win. We're 7-0 going into Baylor.
All right, so bye week, everyone's confident that we're going to handle the bye week well.
Yeah, we should be able to handle it.
So after the bye week, we are at home for Baylor.
Can
Baylor's
I
off
ask
a
you a
bye as
question,
well.
Dylan?
No. What?
No, I got one question.
What?
Are we going to be talking about the conference championship in this episode as well?
No, we'll save that preview. We'll save the 12-0 Red Raiders conference championship preview for another episode.
Okay.
But yeah, we have Baylor at home. Baylor's coming off a bye as well. Troy, home game against the Bears. I'm hoping it's not a neutral site anymore. We should be good, right? It's not.
No, and I mean, maybe if it was in Baylor, but it still would be a home field advantage for us. But yeah, I think by that time, Baylor could be like 1-5 or 2-4. And with a interim head coach,
3-3 or
3-3. There's so many different
endless possibilities.
That could happen. Yeah.
Oh well, slow down. There's not endless possibilities. They could also be, 4-2, 5-1, 6-0.
Amount of possibilities that could happen.
Yeah, there's actually a super limited amount.
Yeah,
almost endless.
Almost endless. Some would say almost endless. That being said, you kind of hope we're the reason Aranda does get fired because you don't want to.
Oh God,
sorry,
talking about another man's job.
But you don't want to be the team against the first week against the interim coach either, And so, Butt Bowl.
Oh God, interim ed.
And let's give him the old Texas Tech welcome.
Hey, make sure you bleep that out.
We're gonna give them the Texas Tech welcome. Is that what you're saying?
They're getting it. Eric Morris is getting it. The guy from Washington State's getting it. Everybody's getting some. So let's just continue on. A win.
Right.
A win.
All right, Dallas. Any tidbits here? How are you feeling about this one?
Yeah, so for the Butt Bowl, Baylor's still booty. They stink still. I know they brought in a bunch of transfers. They brought in a guy, Raekwon Finn. Everybody's acting like he's going to be great for them. Our old pal Steve Linton is on that team now. I think they just only watched the film against themselves for that, where he had 3 sacks and then did nothing the rest of the year.
That's pretty vain of them.
Trick you. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Joey actually has kind of a vendetta against Baylor now because he won't even say their name in press conferences and stuff. And I think these games have grown more personal, especially after the first one that he played against them. I expect a blowout. I think we're going to kill Baylor.
Oh, man. Nick, Dallas said that Baylor is booty. Are we afraid that they're booty in the Butt Bowl? Does that help them?
Dylan, it very well could help them in this particular bowl. And it also makes me, if we're going to go down that road, makes me nervous that their stadium looks like a toilet.
Oh, God.
Good thing we're not playing there.
Yeah, I was about to say, good thing it's a home game.
Yeah. But I will say, they're stinky.
No.
Something stinks.
Quality analysis.
They're stinky like a booty in the Butt Bowl.
Yeah. I'm not worried.
That's not a place you want to be.
It's not.
Wow. So, guys, are we 7-0? Has everyone got 7-0?
We're 7-0. It feels good.
7-0 asterisk 8.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, 7-0. Look at that. Who would have thought? I didn't think we'd be here, guys. But then we go on the road, basically a home game against TCU. Troy, I'll start with you. 8-0?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a possibility.
Well, you see, there's 2 possibilities.
It's a win.
There's quite a bit that could happen here.
There's endless outcomes.
Yeah. I feel like TCU is an interesting team. I heard a lot of talk about their offensive line needing to prove itself. And so I'll be curious to see if they're able to stay healthy through the course of the year. But they did a pretty good job in the transfer portal. And I'm sure they'll want to, improve off of last year. So they'll look to rebound and continue to improve. However, I don't think it's going to be enough. It'll pretty much be a home game for us, and we'll go 8-0. 8-0.
Dallas 8-0. I mean, it's probably a top 10 team at this point.
I would hope so. Yeah, TCU is a weird team. I think we have to start asking whether Sonny Dykes has any clue how to evaluate quarterback talent, because it's been 2 years in a row where the backup was significantly better than the starter.
It's a mental game.
Be careful, Dallas. Tread lightly.
Either, but Kellen Moore that bad.
Tread lightly.
I mean, look. Yeah, we're gonna give him that Red Raider welcome, like Troy talked about.
No. Not their own stadium.
Yeah, Troy mentioned they got a new offensive line, like totally revamped through the portal, kind of similar to us, but I think they only have one returning starter there. Just a totally different looking team. They tried to rebuild last year's team through the portal. Looks like they've tried to do it again this year. I'm not convinced it's going to work. I think they'll make a bowl game this year as opposed to going 5-7 like last year. But I think TCU is looking like a 7-5 team and taking an L versus Tech.
Man, Nick, the old Red Raider, welcome. What do you think?
Tell you what, if this card is a 2, then they're going to win. It's not.
Oh God.
So and Tech is going undefeated into this game as well, after this game.
Dear God. Guys.
That was it. That was TCU's only chance. Sorry.
I'm kind of worried. What would have happened if it was a 2? That would have been scary.
That would have been unfortunate.
All right, guys. I mean, 8-0. First. Oh, okay. That's cool. First scary moment for Texas Tech on the schedule, guys. Seeing as we're all 8-0, none of us have worried so far. We go on the road to Iowa State, with Iowa State coming off of a bye. Dallas, since Troy just decided that he didn't have to be here anymore,
too scared.
I'll start with you. How do you feel about this, Dallas?
This is the toughest game of the year, I think. I'm pretty high on Iowa State. Rocco Becht struggled, obviously, at the beginning of last year, getting thrown into that weird situation with all the gambling suspensions. But, I mean, end of the year, really solid. He had 446 yards passing and a loss, frankly, though, against Memphis. And then over 300 yards passing against UT. This would be the game that if you can pull off this, then I think you've got a great shot at going to Arlington. I'll put it that way.
All right. There you go. A great shot going to Arlington. Nick, I'll pass it to you. I'll be honest. My phone's about to die, so I'm about to go find a charger. Someone pilot this ship. But go ahead, Nick.
I got this. Something you guys don't know about me. I coach Iowa State.
Oh, my God.
In my offline dynasty. So I'm familiar with Rocco in his game. It ain't great. I got to run the ball a lot.
Is that just more of an indictment on your skill in the game?
No, he throws a lot of interceptions. So I've done a lot of behind the scenes work to figure out Iowa State. We got him. I wouldn't worry too much.
It's not Nick's fault. He's not reading defenses.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not my fault. He always tries those 70-yard bombs. Iowa State's always good, right? They're pretty consistent. So, and it does start to get cold there in Iowa that time of year. So not too excited about that.
Wait,
but
you saying it's gonna be a weather game?
Hey, the last weather game there, we won.
That's true.
Like 10 degrees, and we won like 14-7. That was
true.
Miserable football game.
It's true. I don't think it'll be that cold this time, though. I think we're early enough.
Yeah, it's like
But-
the first week of November.
Yeah, we're early enough. I don't think it'll be that bad. But yeah, I mean, I agree. This could be a tough game. Iowa State, they just always seem to play us tough. Remind me a lot of I don't know why I just get that feeling of Kansas State whenever I think of Iowa State, and I don't like to think about Kansas State, so I get nervous. That being said, probably we'll win by about 2 touchdowns.
There we go. All right. So we're gonna win. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. But someone's not undefeated. I'll say this will be a loss.
Yeah, Troy did. Troy said that, right?
Yeah,
I haven't even
That's why
seen
Troy got off
Troy.
the call.
I don't know.
Are you saying this is going to be a loss, Dylan?
Yeah. Why not? Do I
Wow.
think? No. Is that what I'm going to pick? No. We're going to go undefeated. But seeing as we'll all have them undefeated, I'll say
Okay.
schedule loss.
Sorry, we're all smart.
we just can't have nice things, so something bad has to happen.
I've been hurt. All right. So,
Hey, what if we
guys have
what if we do go undefeated though?
oh, I know. That will make me feel so much better.
Just think about it. Let's just think about that for a second, Mike.
We're gonna look like geniuses in a few months.
Yeah, save this tape. People are gonna be like, God, those guys, they nailed it.
It definitely wasn't their homer takes. It was definitely critical analysis of the football teams.
Yeah, and their NCAA football video game.
Yeah. Yeah. Where Iowa State totally changed up their offense and just started bombing it for deep passes.
You'll see.
All right. Well, sounds like they're still undefeated. I'll put 8-1. Going home. What? Yeah,
For
I
you,
said
8-1.
you have them undefeated.
Yeah.
And then we have Colorado coming to Lubbock off of a bye. Guys, before we even start, they're overhyped, right? This is just
Such a joke.
the media. It's a joke at this point.
Yeah,
Dallas?
I mean,
Okay, good. You make me nervous.
it's a bit. I think the media is doing a bit because I don't think Colorado fans are even really that hyped. As hyped as the national media is covering them. So everything I've seen is will people please stop talking about us? Which is possible when you have Deion Sanders as your head coach. But yeah, I mean Colorado I think doesn't. I don't even think they take a step forward. I think they take a step back. I don't.
Oh,
that
Deion
locker
hot
room-
seat?
Yeah, Deion will be on the hot seat after this year.
oh,
I mean, what happens if they go 3-9 or 4-8 this year?
Hot
He-
seat. I agree.
He's not recruiting high school. He's recruiting 4 or 5 guys a year. It's not hey, next year will be better. They're just going to recycle in the transfer portal again. It's obvious. If it happens again this year, then it's clearly a formula that can't work, at least for under his tutelage.
you're saying he can't just have another talented son?
I think he could.
No, well, he needs to. What his other son? Does he even play much? Is he just kind of like a towel boy or something?
Who?
Best cowboy in the land.
Shiloh?
Nick's
My
dog?
dog?
No. Did you name your dog after Deion Sanders' son?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick's a big fan. All right, Nick.
Yeah.
No, Dallas, you've said enough about your lovely Colorado team and Deion's family and whatever. Nick, is this still an undefeated season?
Come on.
No. Oh, sorry. I thought Troy was back.
Troy's too scared to be back. Dylan,
Nick.
move on.
Yeah. We shouldn't even give him the time of day. All right, guys.
We're now. ESPN's doing that for
Hey,
me.
second bye week win.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we're already 12-0 with 2 games left.
Well, good. Because Dallas, another test on the road to Oklahoma State, with Oklahoma State also off a bye. Dallas, shaking your boots a little bit about this one?
No.
Oh,
Look, any team that's going to get blown out by UCF by like 50 points last year is not a team that I'm concerned with. They Alan Bowman is of no concern. He honestly, I saw his stats. I didn't realize how many yards he threw for last year. He threw for like 3,500 yards and led the Big 12 in receiving or in passing. And he threw like 15 or 16 touchdowns and the same amount of interceptions. He's an enigma of a quarterback. I'll say that.
Okay.
But
Wow.
no, I'm not too worried about that. I think that our defensive line is going to be really good at stopping the run this year, and that's really, if you can slow down their run game, I don't think they're going to be any bit of a problem. I'm not saying it's easy to go to Stillwater, but it's going to be easy this year.
I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it's going to be easy.
Yeah.
Nick, Allen, the Enigma Bowman. What do you think about that?
I think we should be happy for someone who was a Red Raider. He didn't leave on bad terms, right?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, I was reading Troy's little subtitle. It said "ready for football," but obviously not because he keeps disappearing.
Yeah. So good for Allen. Whatever. What day is the game?
Oh God.
I don't know, the
the date. What is the date
or something? The 22nd.
Okay, so it's not Halloween.
No, this is in November, like late November.
I don't know why I just said Halloween.
Did you mean Thanksgiving?
No, don't we used to always play them on Halloween?
Like maybe 15 years ago.
Oh, no, 15 years ago.
I don't think we ever played them always on Halloween.
Who did we play last year on
catch
Halloween?
was like the day after, right?
Yeah, the Crabtree catch was.
And that's Texas.
Yeah, Halloween. We played
maybe
Oklahoma the week after
maybe
that. I think we always played in November, kind of. I think
maybe it's because they're ugly colors.
Huh?
Maybe it's their ugly colors. Yeah, it's gonna be easy win.
All right. I'll chalk this one up as a loss, so I'll say 2 losses.
God, Dylan, you're so lame.
What the heck? You gotta pick at least winning Iowa State or Oklahoma State.
Yeah, so Dylan, you're basically saying our 2 challenges we're gonna lose.
But guys, I'm not gonna end up. I mean, when it comes to it, I'm gonna say Texas Tech, but someone has to have a couple losses on here.
Yeah, Oklahoma State.
Someone has to say we're not homers when I say that we're 10-2.
We very clearly are.
Obviously not, Dallas. 10-2. I mean, man.
Look, I will say this: Oklahoma State has a really good pass rush, and if by this point in the season our offensive line is still really shaky, it could be a long night. But I think we'll figure it out by then.
Yeah, I mean, to your guys' point, there's only 2 tests on the schedule, so it's an easy schedule. You know, we're just the best team in the country, so yeah, I should stop being ridiculous. We'll go ahead. We'll move on to West Virginia at home.
Season finale.
I'll tell you what, people are sneaky high on West Virginia, and my college football game is sneaky high in West Virginia.
No one is sneaky high in West Virginia. They're just high.
That's fair. That's out in the mountains. But I think almost every year I play, Green almost wins a Heisman. Like I just don't know what it is, but the college football game loves them. The media seems to be all high on them. Dallas, is this going to be a good football team this year?
It's going to be a meh football team. I don't know.
I like that.
I think Garrett Green's a decent quarterback. If you can, contain him in the pocket, I don't think he's a threat to pass, though. So we'll see. I like how everyone was acting like going into last season. They were shocked that Neil Brown even had a job, and now everyone is willing
Oh, yeah.
to. He's like guaranteed to win 8 games on like a pretty tough schedule. I'm not sold. They've recruited decently. They're a relatively talented team, but Tech's had their number the last few years. We should have beat them last year if we didn't have 2 quarterbacks get hurt in that game. So yeah, at home, I'm not worried.
Nick, are you worried?
Hang on.
Oh, God.
I am running one damn bit, baby. We got the victory cigar.
What is he doing?
We're going undefeated, baby. Undefeated. All the way. Easy. Easy. And I love that it's against West Virginia. Oh, it's great. Oh, it's so great. Woo! Hey, I got one for you. I got one for you. And I even have one for Troy. Woo! Yeah. We're winning.
I don't know if Troy deserves one. He just keeps randomly joining, changing up our screens, and then leaving.
My favorite thing that happened was Troy joining just to see me pulling out a cigar.
And then proceed to change the format of all of our screens.
Yeah.
All right, so it sounds like you guys have a perfect 12-0 season. I got 10-2. Guys, that means it's a conference championship team, isn't it?
From Dallas and I, does 10-2 get us in, Dylan, for you?
Yes. According to my advanced metrics, it does.
Okay.
I don't think honestly though, I don't think 10-2 is going to get in with 16 teams. I feel
it does. I crunched the numbers.
Dylan, so you're going to have to pick one of those games like we talked about because they're getting into the conference championship, and it's not going to be with a 7-2 conference record.
They're going 12-0, but yeah, either way, they could lose every conference game. They'll be in the championship. Just trust the advanced metrics.
In all seriousness, I do like that the schedule is very backloaded for a team with a lot of new pieces that need to gel together. 7 home games. I mean, if you just want to talk about improving on last year, win your home games and beat Washington State, and you'll have the best season you've had since 2009. So
Does it feel like,
it's
like
very doable. There's a very doable schedule. Take care of the games you should win and pull off a couple upsets. And, it can be special.
Yeah. Nick, final thoughts on the schedule. Playoff or bust, it seems like.
The only thing to do. What are you doing?
Fellas, what's our record?
Undefeated. I had the Stogies. You saw.
Troy, what's been going on, man? How are you?
Dude, my computer broke for about 20 minutes, and
were you trapped in the Matrix?
I was lost in the sauce for a decent amount of time.
All right, yeah. Well, we're undefeated. Dylan has us at 10-2.
Okay, I figured as much.
Not a homer pick, made sure to keep it leveled and fair by going 10-2. Troy, just give us your final record.
I don't even know where I am right now, to be honest.
All right, Troy has Texas Tech going 5-7.
12-0.
All right, 12-0. All right, guys. I think we've gone long enough. We've gone perfect season.
We're going to win. We solved the problems.
My bad. I was going to say we're going to win a national championship, but we'll save that preview for later.
All right.
This will be a Big 12 championship team. But, guys, thank you for tuning in. Again, this is Tortilla Talk presented by Tech and Tortillas. That's Tech, letter N, Tortillas. Please follow us across all social media platforms. And if you guys enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Maybe some of you can even leave a comment teaching Troy how to get his computer to work so he stops leaving. Or even Dallas, who knows, seeing as he doesn't care anymore. But we appreciate you guys watching. As always.
If you like this, something's wrong with you.
Thumbs up. Wreck 'em.
Wreck 'em.